Sylvester Stallone has recently shared some eye-opening details about Carl Weathers, revealing the struggles and triumphs behind the scenes of their iconic partnership. But what exactly did Stallone unveil about the challenges Weathers faced in Hollywood and how it affected the legacy? Let's find out. Carl Weathers, known for his roles as Apollo Creed and Dylan in Predator, was more than just an actor. He was a symbol of perseverance, battling against Hollywood's discrimination while leaving a lasting legacy. His close friend and Rocky co-star Sylvester Stallone has been vocal about their deep bond and shared struggles. Stallone, visibly shaken, paid a heartfelt tribute to Weathers, highlighting the significant impact Carl had on his life and success. "He was magic," Stallone remarked, a sentiment that speaks volumes about their friendship and mutual respect. Now, onto the juicy stuff that Stallone has been hinting at. There's been talk about the obstacles Weathers faced, especially during the time of the Rocky films. Did you know that Carl wasn't even considered for Apollo Creed initially? That's right, the studio had other ideas, but Stallone, he saw something in Carl, he pushed for him, fought for him. It's a classic underdog story, just like Rocky itself. Without Stallone's backing, we might never have seen Weathers in that now iconic role. But how exactly did Weathers clinch the role? During the audition, instead of playing it safe, Carl throws out an insult. Yes, he told Stallone that he needed a real actor to read with. Talk about risky moves. But instead of getting mad, Stallone was impressed. He thought, this is Apollo Creed. Weathers' off-the-cuff remark, that boldness, was exactly what the character needed. Stallone saw Apollo's arrogance and confidence in Carl's demeanour. Carl's gutsy move not only won him the part, but made him an icon of the 80s. Breaking molds and setting new standards for action heroes. In the 1980s, Carl Weathers was breaking barriers left and right, especially with his role in Predator. Dylan, played by Weathers, stood shoulder to shoulder with Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch. Think about that for a second. Schwarzenegger was at the top of his game, the muscle-bound hero of the hour, and along came Carl Weathers, holding his own. Their on-screen handshake, epic. That was rare for black actors at the time. Now let's talk about the impact of Predator on Weathers' career. In a time when Hollywood was sticking pretty rigidly to stereotypes, this role was a significant nod to breaking those molds. Let's talk about Gina Carano's tribute to Carl Weathers. Carano, known for a tough persona on The Mandalorian, praised Weathers not just as a Hollywood icon, but as a genuine, supportive presence in her life. It's one thing to be recognised for your on-screen achievements, but it's another to be remembered for your kindness and mentorship off-screen. The Star Wars community was rocked when Gina Carano, known for a role as Cara Dune, was let go after a controversial online comment. This marked a significant turn in her career, leaving fans and Carano in a state of shock. Amidst this turmoil, Carl Weathers, portraying Greef Karga and also directing in The Mandalorian, stepped in like a true friend. He supports and encourages, aiming to lift the spirits in a tough time. This was more than just a co-star reaching out, this was genuine compassion in action. Now let's switch gears to the Carl Weathers debate. It's a topic that's been buzzing around. Why hasn't Carl Weathers reached the same stellar status as, say, Denzel Washington? It's a puzzle, right? Here's Weathers with all the charisma in the world, a solid role in Rocky under his belt, and yet he's not quite in the same stratosphere as Denzel. People are talking, comparing their careers, their roles, their impact. Switching gears to Carl Weathers, the 90s brought new opportunities with TV shows like Street Justice and a notable stint replacing Howard Rollins in the Heat of the Night. But despite his strong performances, these series didn't become the massive hits that everyone hoped for. They were good, sure, but they weren't the career-defining roles that stick in everyone's memory. Fast forward a few years, and Weathers finds himself in supporting roles in Colony and Chicago Justice. But here's the thing. While these roles showed his versatility, they weren't the kind of parts that reignite a career. Especially after the high bar he set in his earlier years, it's a tough break in a tough industry. Now let's talk about TV dynamics. Denzel's stint on St. Elsewhere was a hit back in the day. But after that, he pretty much waved goodbye to TV land and stuck to the big screen, and why not? The strategy worked brilliantly for him. In contrast, Carl gave TV another shot with various projects, trying to find that second wind. It's an interesting contrast, isn't it? One sticks to movies and becomes a legend, the other explores TV with mixed results. And here's a broader look at the landscape. When Carl Weathers was making waves, the film industry wasn't exactly rolling out the red carpet for African American leads. Opportunities were limited, and roles that did exist often fell into stereotypes or secondary status. Denzel, on the other hand, rose to prominence just as doors began to creak open a bit wider. Before him, trailblazers like Sidney Poitier faced their own challenges, while Eddie Murphy broke through in comedy, a genre with fewer financial stakes for studios. Murphy's success was a sign of changing times, but it was still a narrow path. From New Orleans' tough streets to Hollywood's bright lights, Carl Weathers was a force to be reckoned with. Born to a hard-working dad, Carl's journey from a sports whiz in high school to a defensive dynamo at San Diego State University is the stuff of legends. But when the NFL didn't pan out, did he quit? No way. Carl switched gears, hitting the Canadian Football League before realising his true calling was acting, not just tackling on the field. Balancing football bruises with film sets, Carl hustled his way from being an extra to stealing scenes in Bucktown and Friday Foster, directed by his buddy Arthur Marks. Carl Weathers wasn't just a movie guy, he was everywhere from TV hits like Good Times and Kung Fu to action-packed Predator adventures. Imagine him jumping from crime dramas to comedy, showcasing his versatility. Then, bam, Rocky happens. Carl boldly critiqued Stallone during his audition, snagging the iconic role of Apollo Creed. Fast forward, and he's cracking jokes on Saturday Night Live, proving he's not just muscles and grit, but also has a killer sense of humour. But wait, there's more. Carl pops up in Michael Jackson's Liberian Girl music video. Talk about a pop culture mashup. And who can forget Happy Gilmore? Carl as Chubbs became an instant comedy classic. Showing us all he could do more than just throw punches, he could land jokes too. Carl Weathers turned setbacks into comebacks, like the time a stunt in Happy Gilmore left him with serious injuries, but did he quit? No way. Carl pushed through, showing what real dedication looks like. Moving to TV, he wasn't just another actor, as Sergeant Adam Bordeaux in Street Justice, and Chief Hampton Forbes in the Heat of the Night. He brought depth and broke stereotypes, reshaping how African American authority figures are portrayed. Then there's his hilarious turn as a budget-savvy version of himself in Arrested Development, poking fun at the industry and himself with perfect comedic timing. Shifting gears, he brought intensity to The Shield, showcasing his ability to dive into complex roles. From Rocky to The Mandalorian, Carl's journey was more than just acting, it was about breaking barriers and setting new standards. Stallone's revelations shed new light on Carl Weathers' journey, highlighting a story of resilience, talent and breaking barriers. But what do you think was the most impactful aspect of Weathers' career? And how do his struggles and successes resonate with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more insightful content.